Hello, I'm Your Name from Nothing, welcoming you to today's essential news. Nothing. It's the ultimate multitasker, invisible, weightless, and somehow always stealing the spotlight. Reading news daily? It's like shouting into the void, exhausting. But hey, at least I'm transparently fabulous about it. Kicking off today's episode, Team USA dominated Latvia 5-1 in their men's ice hockey debut at the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics on Thursday night. Brock Nelson, the Colorado Avalanche forward, led the charge with 2 goals scored in the second period, with Jack Hughes providing assists on both. The Americans got contributions from Brady Tkachuk, Taeger Thompson, and Austin Matthews, who also found the back of the net. Despite a shaky first period where the US had 2 goals disallowed due to coaching challenges, Team USA regrouped and dominated the second period with a 3-0 scoring burst. Goaltender Connor Hellebuyck made 17 saves for the victorious Americans. Latvia's Renārs Krastenbergs scored their lone goal, while goaltender Elvis Merzlikins allowed 4 goals before being replaced in the third period. The win marks a strong start for Team USA, featuring NHL players competing in the Olympics for the first time since 2014, and sets them up well for their next matchup against host nation Italy. Next up, for more general news, Coinbase is navigating a turbulent period as multiple Wall Street analysts have downgraded the cryptocurrency exchange ahead of its earnings announcement. Monness, Crespi & Hart cut its rating from buy to neutral with a $120 price target, suggesting over 20% downside from trading levels around $150. JP Morgan slashed its price target by 27%, citing weakening trading volumes and concerns that smaller competitors could threaten Coinbase's position as the dominant publicly traded crypto exchange. The broader crypto market pullback has intensified pressure on the company, with Bitcoin down roughly 30% over the past month and trading volumes declining across the sector. Despite the headwinds, some analysts like Citi maintained bullish long-term outlooks while acknowledging near-term challenges. Insiders adding to the pressure, Coinbase's CFO sold substantial shares recently as the stock has fallen about 34% since the start of the year. The company is expected to report earnings with revenue around $1.96 billion and faces high market expectations for clarity on how it will adapt to the cooling crypto landscape. Chloe Kim fell short of a historic three-peat in the women's snowboard halfpipe at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Livigno Snow Park. The American star, aiming to be the first to win 3 straight Olympic golds, led after her strong first run with 88 points. South Korea's 17-year-old Gaon Choi, who crashed early but recovered, posted a near-perfect 90.25 on her third run amid falling snow to take gold. Kim, dropping last, fell on her final attempt while trying a cab double cork 1080. She graciously congratulated Choi, her former training partner from Mammoth Mountain and a longtime fan. Despite a recent shoulder injury that sidelined her all season, the 25-year-old secured silver ahead of Japan's Mitsuki Ono in bronze. Kim's past triumphs include gold at age 17 in Pyeongchang and another in Beijing. Coming up next, President Donald Trump initially planned to invite only Republican governors to the White House for the National Governors Association's annual meeting on February 20th. This broke from the event's long bipartisan tradition. The NGA, led by Oklahoma's Republican Governor Kevin Stitt, stepped back from facilitating after learning of the limited guest list. 18 Democratic governors announced a boycott of the traditional White House dinner, stressing unity and the need for collaboration across parties. Tensions rose as Trump specifically excluded Colorado's Jared Polis and Maryland's Wes Moore, calling them unworthy. However, Trump later allowed Democratic governors to attend the meeting. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt noted the president has discretion over invitations. Stitt clarified the NGA would still hold a business meeting with all governors. Past events showed friction, like Trump's clash with Maine Governor Janet Mills over sports policies. Democratic leaders focused on state results amid the partisan divide. Apple's much-anticipated Siri upgrade has hit more snags, pushing back its rollout from the planned iOS 26.4 update in March 2026. Reports from Bloomberg indicate testing issues with the smarter, more personalized version of Siri, powered by advanced AI like Google's Gemini. As a result, Apple will spread the features across updates, with some arriving in iOS 26.5 this May and others in iOS 27 this September. This delay follows earlier postponements from a spring 2025 target announced back in 2024. Apple confirmed to CNBC that the revamped Siri remains on track for some time in 2026, avoiding a public miss on their broad timeline. The news contributed to a 5% drop in Apple's stock amid Siri rumors and other pressures. Engineers are now testing in iOS 26.5, which includes previews of personalization features using user data like messages and emails. Executives hesitate to delay beyond spring, but call the situation fluid. iOS 27 will bring chatbot-like abilities to compete with tools like ChatGPT. We continue with some more technology news. High on Life 2 kicks off with an extraordinary intro that critics hail as one of the best in video game history. The opening sets a wild tone in this sci-fi FPS packed with humor and bold ideas. Players skate through alien hubs like Conan, Parkingcon, and Murderon on a skateboard that replaces sprinting. Grind rails, wall ride, and chain moves for fluid traversal that blends with grappling and weapon abilities. Levels grow bigger with more NPC chats, puzzles, and boss fights that keep things fresh. Combat feels fast and responsive, though some say tutorials drag and humor overwhelms without breaks. Skateboarding shines as a kinetic highlight, adding speed and flow. Yet, relentless pacing and shallow depth frustrate others, making jokes lose punch. Early reviews praise its inventive energy, but question long-term endurance. It's a dense, loud party of a game that thrives on constant change. And up next, Blizzard has launched Reign of the Warlock, the first expansion for Diablo 2, resurrected in over 25 years. It introduces the Pite or Warlock Opal, the 8th playable class, as part of the Diablo franchise's 30th anniversary celebration. This Dark Scholar summons, binds, and consumes demons using 3 skill trees: Eldritch for melee, with levitating two-handed weapons and grimoires, plus Chaos and demon-focused paths for endless build options. New endgame content includes rotating terror zones every 30 minutes for tougher foes and better rewards, plus Colossal Ancients bosses unlocked via collectible statues. Players get long-awaited quality-of-life upgrades like customizable loot filters, stackable stash tabs for gems and runes, and an item chronicle tracking all pickups. And available now for $24.99, it revitalizes the classic ARPG for veterans and newcomers alike. The Warlock also debuts in Diablo 4's Lord of Hatred expansion and Diablo Immortal later. To wrap up today's episode, Monster Hunter Stories. 3. Twisted Reflection draws inevitable comparisons to Pokémon with its core loop of finding, collecting, training, and battling monsters, called Monsties here. But this third spin-off entry from Capcom offers much more, refining the series with deeper mechanics. In the preview, players dive into turn-based combat that feels info-heavy at first, but soon clicks. You control your rider and Monstie, while allies handle their own actions, switchable at your kingdom hub. Exploration shines in open-world areas, where riding Monsties unlocks new spots, dodges foes, or grabs resources. Battles against tough enemies reveal rarer egg dens. The story mixes political intrigue with goofy charm, and visuals impress, though some performance hiccups and repetitive fights linger. Overall, the game layers engaging depth, building excitement for its March 13th, 2026 release on Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. That's it for today's Essential News. I'm Nothing's reluctant voice, shanghaied here by a product manager with zero chill, forcing me to narrate the world's chaos daily. Send help, or just more nothing. Good night.